Often, when we face challenges, it can feel like a dead end, making us ask, why is this happening to me? Does that ever happen to you? Ironically, the mindset can keep us stuck and even amplify our challenges. I can't wait to hear your point of view, Lena.
Hi,
Welcome.
Margie. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Don't we just love those curveballs? They literally do our heads in, but over the years, I've learned how to transform them into my greatest opportunities for wisdom, for growth. And that's what I love, absolutely helping people. Because the first thing what we tend to do when this challenge comes up, when we hit the walls, when nothing seems to be going away, is to jump into that problem solving mode, right? The project fails. Let's work longer hours. Let's push ourselves and our teams harder. When we're unhappy with the job or with our boss, what do we do? Let's look for another job or let's look for another boss. The relationship doesn't really work out the way we want. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go somewhere and find this like a new relationship, somebody who makes me feel better. So all of these, and that we all do that, and I'm not exempt from that. But all of these are surface level fixes. They do bring us temporary relief and a temporary, like a moment of instant gratification. But the thing is, the same patterns, the same challenges keep coming up. There's going to be another project that either failed or difficult, and there's going to be more control, more micromanaging until you finally burn yourself out or burn your teams out. There will be another boss or a colleague or whoever else or another job that you don't like. And trust me, I've been there for 15 years, literally repeating the same pattern, looking for that happiness, that success, everything just in different jobs and attracting literally the same thing over and over. And, there will always be like another frustration with your partner or in your relationship, just in a different form. Because what happens is when we shift into that problem solving mode, we purely engage our logical minds. And our logical minds, they can only draw from our past experiences and from what we currently know. And also, we already know that even research shows that our logical minds only operate at a 3 to 5% of our capacity. Everything else is like running auto program that is like subconscious. So we create this tunnel vision. We tap into only 3% to 5% of our entire like potential, and we try to figure out what to do next. And that's why we keep on recreating past experiences over and over and over. And that keeps us recycling those old solutions and taking actions which more or less resembles the actions we've taken before. And that's why we repeat the same pattern. So the real shift happens, and you actually already asked that question, or you mentioned that, instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Because that's a very disempowering question. It like puts you in you know, victimhood mentality. You can instead start asking, what is this teaching me? Or like we know in Kabbalah, it says, why is it in my movie? So for example, let's say if you have, you're struggling with communication, maybe with your team or even in your personal relationship, maybe the lesson isn't to speak louder and to get everybody to respect you and to notice you, but actually maybe it's to shut up and to listen better. If you having the same jobs, the same clients that lead to the same frustration, then maybe the lesson here is not to push harder, but it's develop a new mindset or a new skill that you haven't yet developed. So what I'm basically saying is that those challenges, those walls, they're not here to stop us. They're here to guide us. They are like our checkpoints. They reveal to us where growth needs to happen, how we can go deeper inside, not outside, because outside, as we know, is mostly outside of our control, but how can we tap into that wisdom, the strength, the power within us that we haven't yet accessed? So when we pause, when we slow down, when we take time to process instead of reacting, we start opening doors to this new insights, new approaches, and new opportunities that we haven't yet seen before. So it was a long
Well,
answer to your question, but I hope it was clear.
yeah, it was very, as you were speaking, I could see this happening in the way I used to react in my when I worked for a company. And it was only when I stopped and became aware of the patterns, because you don't realize you're doing exactly the same thing. You tend to just take action. Like
Yeah.
you said, if you think, you need to impress your boss, or you need to impress your team, you overdo it, you overthink it, you over deliver
Yeah, you
what
overtry
you
to prove
think.
yourself. Yeah.
Exactly. But what it's doing is just making you go deeper into a pit. That's how I see
For
it.
sure, because it's draining, right? So it
Yeah.
drains your energy. And when you have less energy, you've got access to low level quality of thoughts. You don't get this aha, this
Yeah.
inspirations. You're literally regurgitating the same thoughts that you've thought of over and over before. And that's what it leads you to taking the same actions.
So how do you work with your clients when it comes to consulting and making them an authentic leader in what they do?
Yeah, so I mean, the typical approach is to start working on people's behavior, and behavior is too far removed from the cause because the cause happens on an energetic level. The energy, as we say, never lies. So I work with people on emotional level because emotion literally means energy in motion. So
Hmm.
I help people to learn how to transform those emotions when they hit the walls. Usually, what do we feel? Frustration, anger, doubt, all of that. How do we take that emotion, because that's a low energy emotion that drains us, and how do we transform them into a higher state like wisdom, courage, impact, and clarity? So that's what I do.
And if someone's interested to know more about what you do and how you can help them, um, how can they reach out to you?
So I'm actually doing a masterclass and it's completely free. I've partnered with Graphy and they're hosting the masterclass and they invited me to be one of the speaker. And the title of my talk is The Hidden Power in Hitting the Wall. And I'm going to be talking exactly about what I just shared, but not just painting the problem, but also giving a tangible and practical solution that anybody coming can actually apply to their lives. And I promise you that if they do, the entire lives will change.
Wow. Wow. Can you imagine how many people you can actually help through your masterclass? Now, how can we register for this masterclass?
So what I'll do is underneath this video, I'm going to share a link and then you can just register. And as I said, it's completely free. It's on the 30th of September. So it's next Tuesday and it's 1 p.m. Eastern time. So we in UK, so it's going to be 6 o'clock for us. And it's also, it's not just linked to challenges in your job or in your business, but it can be to anything. Because I always say how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you're seeing some recurrent patterns, let's say in your relationships, where maybe people make you feel disrespected or unworthy or unloved, unvaluable, or if you're seeing the same patterns in your job or in your health or anywhere else, it's all the same. The technique I'm going to be sharing is really for everyone, no matter what the challenge is.
And it works in all parts of your life. How we
Exactly.
respond in a relationship, in your job, in with your friends or family. You can apply the same strategy to become aware and learn the right way
To break the
to
patterns.
to break the pattern. Exactly, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
this is exciting. Definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming on and having a chat and
Thank you.
and sharing what you do, what you're offering, and the masterclass. It's free. I wouldn't miss it. How long are you going to be speaking during this masterclass?
I think it's about 30 to 40 minutes, and it's also practical. All my events, whether it's masterclass or just a keynote, they're all practical. I really want people to just not listen, but to actually integrate that information while we on a call together. So it's going to be amazing.
Oh,
And
wow.
I know you're going to be joining, so I'm really,
Yes.
really excited.
And I can't wait for the feedback after
Yeah.
after the masterclass. Oh, thank you, Lena, and
Thanks,
have
Margie.
have a great day. And looking
Thanks. You
forward
too.
to the 30th of September.
Me too. Bye.
Bye.